Hi, welcome to the ZP vlog and podcast for the week starting the 17th of August 2020. As you know, every week we do a quick summary of the news from ZP. So I'm just going to run through some of the highlights from this week. So this week we did put out some more notes around our wearable biosensor technology. And it really is worth considering the material that we've put out there, because it shows clearly in the pictures that in fact, you are able to 3D print a case for this sensor, and then if you follow the links, we at ZP we have a very good wearables platform. It has Bluetooth on it. It has a very thin battery, so this thing can be worn. We have files, so you can 3D print the case. We have lots of data sheets around this. It can also be worked with a sweat sensor. So we also have a link to that. So I would say that the ZP wearable platform for biosensing is probably the most comprehensive OEM solution on the market. So there's definitely a really good resource online on the ZP website. And if you're ever looking for this, just kind of go Zimmer got wearable biosensors, and you'll soon come to it. So that really is a good resource, and I would ask everyone to take a good look at that. If you know anyone who's trying to develop a wearable biosensor platform for glucose or lactate or pH or sodium or potassium or hydration, really check out the ZP website for that. That's a great resource there. One of the things that we did this week as well is we put out a big review on screen printed electrodes. I felt very motivated to do this because I do worry sometimes that people talk about, biosensors made from paper and biosensors made from printed circuit boards, and people sort of sometimes try to move away from screen printed electrodes. But honestly, screen printed electrodes, they're with us for a good reason, and it's because they are a low cost way of manufacturing biosensors. And we obviously do it at Zimmer Peacock. We also do vapor deposition. We do printed circuit boards. We've tried everything, and there is a time and there's a place for for screen printed electrodes and used in biosensing. So we put together a whole kind of review article around it. We made the statement that we think it's a good technology. We show that there's a whole range of biosensors can be manufactured using screen printed electrodes, from glucose sensing down to ketone sensing, and we use our own website as an example of that. We show the Elixir website where they have a COVID-19 sensor made on a screen printed electrode. So screen printed electrodes, it's not an old technology, it's a very current technology, and it can even be used in the fight against this current global pandemic. So it's definitely worth taking a look at that resource. We also talked about the use of screen printed electrodes for the testing of food products. So we used the food sense technology there, where you can test the hotness of chili, the pungency of garlic, the sulfite in white wine, pH of food, etc. And then we just talked about, even though this article is really focused on screen printed electrodes use for biosensing, ZP also has a large range of biosensors, and I really try to get everyone to focus on our high value screen printed electrodes, simply because in an R&D setting you want your your screen printed electrode to be quite low cost, and the fact that this is 99 cents each really does, that makes that a reality. So I'm very keen for people to have a read on that particular article. Now, something else that came up this week was we do have a sister company called Elixir. Elixir is really good at microbiology, and as part of microbiology they do something called bioburden testing, and I really want people to kind of be aware of that, because bioburden testing for medical devices means that they can receive a potential medical diagnostic or medical device. They can look at the surface and make sure that there's not a microbial contamination on that surface. For example, if you're trying to make a prosthetic for implantation, you really do want it to be obviously free from bacteria, and that's the kind of work that Elixir can do. Now, at Zimmer Peacock, we are successful in receiving UK grants, UK government grants. We have a large nitrate program on at the moment, and I'm really happy with the way that's going. But I realised that, we realised that we're able to also probably receive further government funding, and so we're actually putting a request out at the moment. This is probably most relevant to people in the UK, but we need grant writers or freelance grant writers, and if somebody sees our notices in our social media and they contact us, that would be great. So we have a couple of links here, one to Evan and one to myself. And so ZP, we are successful in receiving grants, but we are quite happy with the direction that these grants are taking us, and so we want to be even more successful, and so we're now seeking a freelance grant writer. Now, we have a really excellent, and I really mean really excellent, ZP Developer Zone. A ZP Developer Zone has members, and these members are scientists and engineers who are focused with ZP at making the best biosensors they possibly can. So the ZP Developer Zone is something that people can join. And so a couple of our members are submitting to there's an upcoming webinar or online seminar in Indonesia, and a couple of our eminent members are submitting to that, so hopefully they'll be accepted. So there's one submission going in on parasites, and then there's another one going in on another submission is going in we hope gets accepted for the measurement of cyanide. So, and of course they're both based on electrochemical biosensing, because that's what ZP does. So I'll just do a summary then for this week, and the summary is this. ZP is a really good resource for anyone developing wearable biosensors. The web page is full of PDF notes, free software, free comments, so it's a really good resource. We did do a large review on screen printed electrodes, and I would really say if you're interested in biosensing and are wondering how to manufacture them, then I would definitely take a look at that screen printed electrode review. Elixir is our sister company, really good at molecular biology, and we were just promoting this week that they can do what's called bioburden testing. We have been successful in receiving grants, and we're definitely looking for grant writers to help us be even more successful, particularly in the UK. And as I say, we have a couple of, we have a very active developer zone, and we're delighted that the members are submitting to a webinar in Indonesia, and hopefully they'll be accepted and they'll be able to participate in that. So that's the news this week for the week starting the 17th of August. As always, look, we are a friendly company. If you have any questions regarding biosensors, screen printed electrodes, etc., then please don't hesitate to contact us at Zimmer & Peacock. Okay, thanks, and I look forward to speaking with you guys next week. All right, take care.